All right, I want to let's talk about your mom a little bit.
Hmm?
Let's talk about your mom. You have a good relationship with her.
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty close with her.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first memories with your mom and how you used to relate to her and all that.
Well, I remember my mother all the time, and she was always singing, and she always sang that La Paloma. And that's been one of my favorite songs because she sang it all the time. And yeah, I think when she died that I took it pretty hard, you know. And a lot of them didn't know that I used to walk up the cemetery on 3rd Street. And a lot of them don't know that I did that.
They knew you were close, though.
Hmm?
They knew that you were probably the closest one to her. Is what
I don't know.
That's what she said.
Who?
Rufina, she said that you two were the tightest.
Yeah.
What else do you remember about her? What else would she do?
Well, I remember mother, she had real long hair, real pretty hair, clear to her ankles. And I used to see that was real pretty. One day she come home, she had her hair cut. I looked at her. I locked the door, I wouldn't let her in because she cut her hair. And she said, "You better let me in because there ain't gonna be no supper because your dad be coming home and I'm gonna get heck because of no supper. Mm-mm. You ain't my mom. You cut your hair. I don't like it." My dad come home, she says, "What's the matter?" Well, he says, "Not you won't let me in." "Why?" "Because I cut my hair." My dad couldn't stop from laughing, you know. He said, "Well, I'm mad too because you cut your hair." But he actually wasn't mad. I guess he thought because, as you can see that picture there, that she's got her hair braided. She braided her hair like the French style, you know. And that kind of got me because she did cut her hair, you know, and I always did like her long hair, you know. And when she washed it, it was just, it was hair that could cover practically all her body because there was that much hair.
So I understand that you would have a problem eating other people's food. You don't eat her food.
No, I was real fussy. Real fussy, and I'll use Val is to test the food. If Val would eat it, I would eat it. But I would never eat nobody's food. And if I says, "Val, eat it," I'll eat it. So if I seen Val eat it, then I would eat it. Now, Rufina tell you that? Yeah.
She said you were real fussy about eating other people's food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You would eat your mom's cooking, but nobody else.
Yeah, nobody. And the only one I says, if Val would eat it, then I would eat it. And that's the only way I would eat somebody else's food.
They said that you couldn't, nobody could say anything about your mom or your whole family. If they did, boy, you would make it right. Is that right?
How was that now?
They said that you were the one that, you were the protector of the family, kind of, because nobody could say anything about the Sandovals, or you'd be all over them.
Yeah, that was a little, I don't say I was a bully, but I was pretty, family, you know, was tops, you know, to me, you know, that I always backed up the family on anything, you know. As I got a little older, that's what it was. Yeah.
You said there were several instances where somebody would pick on one of the brothers. One of the brothers would get beat up, or even your dad, somebody would attack him. And
Yeah.
you would hunt him down and take care of business. Is that right?
Yeah, several times I did it. And one time my dad got, he come home and I seen him. And I said, who did that? And I said, I went up to their house. I says, where's so-and-so? He's at the VFW. But Reuben went with me because Reuben already knew that I would take over. Well, I don't even want to talk about it because that's something, that, yeah, I did, I ain't even said that I was a little macho, I think I took after my brother Willie. Willie, he wouldn't back away from nobody, and near did I. I think that he's taught me that I just couldn't walk away from nobody. I don't care how big he was. It just didn't bother me. I was just that type of guy that it just stayed with me, and I'm still that way,
Okay, so after your mom passed away, how did things change in the family?
Well, we knew something was missing. But we stayed together, the whole family, always been together, real close, and that's how we survived. By the whole family is just looking out for each other. And well, after Dad, passed away, it seemed like it broke away, that we're not as close as we were when Dad was still living. I mean, I think that we did it because of him, that everybody stayed together, and the doings and everything, Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter, there was always a big feast, it seemed like it had to be, because we were doing it because of my dad, that everybody pitched in and worked, and hey, it was just like Thanksgiving, every holiday, big feast, and that's what kept the family together. Now, like I said, as soon as Dad passed away, and I always said it, I says, it's not going to be the same because it's going to break away and everybody's going to do their own thing. And that's what's happened anymore.
But they still get together every Friday and Wednesday, don't they, or something?
They do. They do. I mean, they go up to Porky's and they go up to the ice cream palace. And they sit there for hours and talk, Yeah, it's Rufina and Reuben and Charlie, Oscar, Mary. They all go up there. Me, I'm on the road, And it seemed like I picked up something that I don't know, it just seemed like it's fun, I mean, I do my job and that's about it, and come home and come to bed and go back again and do it again tomorrow,
Just like the beet fields.
Yep. Yep.
You want to take a break?
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Do you remember, Rafina told me a story, and maybe you don't remember this. Remember that there was an insurance man that wanted to adopt you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you remember about that?
Well, this insurance man, I was a very little boy, you know. I mean, matter of fact, I gave you that picture, like a little Italian boy, you know. A doctor and his wife, they thought, they wanted me. And I guess my dad said, yeah, you can have him. And I think that insurance guy thought my dad meant it. My dad wasn't going to give his family, you know. But they made me thinking they were, you know. Well, I didn't. I was too little, you know, and I didn't know any different. But I imagine if it would have happened, I imagine I would have thrown a fit. You know, said, no, you ain't going to take me away from my family, you know, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, I remember that was in East Moline when we lived up there between 13 and 14th Street by the tracks. Yeah, I thought that was a real nice place, you know. At that time, well, of course, at that time, back in the 20s, in 30s, it was pretty modern. That was modern times right there. And then we had streetcars. I used to sit up there and watch the streetcars go by, you know. UT was there, in the old UT, North Campus, which you remember the North Campus. Yeah.